Welcome everyone. In this video, we'll learn how we can create database in Netbeans and create database connection and read and write files using Java program. Firstly, we need to go to the services menu in this Netbeans IDE. Then we will see databases option here. We'll expand this. Then we will get Java DB. Here we will right click and then click on create database. Now we will give a name to our database. Say I will give a name database test. Then I will give an username here and a password. Password is 12345. I've given a password 12345. I will confirm that password here 12345. Finally, it will be the database will be created in a location which is shown here. I will click OK. Then if I go again into this Java DB, then I will see this thing here, which is now available. It's database test. I will click expand, but nothing to expand here. Now I need to right click on it and click connect. Now we can see here there is a folder, and under that folder there are tables, views and procedures. There are no tables right now. I will right click on tables and create a table. For this time I will create a table named employee, and I will add some columns in the employee table. Say ID is a column. ID let's say that ID is a integer type data. I need to find integer here. Here is integer. Then I will unclick the null option and use ID as primary key, and then click OK. I will add another column. Here this column will be name, and then I will set the data type as varchar, and I will give a size of number of characters actually of my name column, and then click on null, unclick it, and then finally it's also okay. Create another column, say address. Then I will select varchar here, varchar. Name is also varchar. Then I will uncheck it and then give a size of varchar. Address will be bigger, I think 60 characters. I will click OK. Here is my new table. I will click OK. In my table I can manually insert data, which I will show you now. Here I will right click on it and click on view data. Then you will see that here is the columns are visible of my table. I will click insert records option. Then I will manually insert some values. Say ID is 1234, name Abdul Rahman, address Mirpur 10, Dhaka. Then another I will add another row. For that I need to click on add row, then click here 2345. I will give another name to it, Rafiqul Rafiqul Islam. Then give an address to it, Dhanmondi, Dhaka. This time these two rows are okay for my table right now. I will click OK to it, and I will see the data recently inserted into my table. So creation of database is okay, creation of table is okay. Now I will create a Java program. For that I need to create a Java project, new Java project. I will click on Java application. Then next I will click here, rename it as say database. Then I will click finish. Here is my main class of that project, and here is the main method public static void main. So I need to create now database connection for my for connecting to my database. One thing I have missed out, that is when I create a database, after creating the database I will get these two line of output. The output shows a new Derby server is created in my Netbeans database, and here is a port number 1527, which is similar or same for all Netbeans IDE. Now I need to work on code. For creating connection I need to write some code and create some uh, objects of some database related file. Here it is, a connection object. I will rename it as my connection object equal initially a null value. Then it will show an error. I will click on it and it will say that I need to import java.sql.connection. I will click on it, the error will be gone. Now I will create another thing. It will be a statement my. I will create an object renaming as my statement. My statement statement object will be okay. Then equals null value. It will showing another error. I need to import SQL statement, java.sql statement this time, and another object is needed, which will be my result set. I will write result set, then my result object equals null. So I need to explain something here. Before that I need to import this result set. This object is for making connection to database. This object for uh, setting the query, that MySQL query, and this object is for preserving the result set for after applying the MySQL query. Now what I need to do is creating a connection. Before that I need to create a try catch block, where I will write code for my database connection and other activities. Now a try catch block will look like this. In catch block I will use this time it will be a SQL exception, SQL exception, and an object of it will be e. Then I will use e dot print stack trace. Okay, now an error is showing here. It is calling for adding an import java.sql SQL exception. I will click on it. Error is showing because I didn't write any code here. When I write any code, then this error will be gone. Now I need to create connection. For that I need to use the my connection object. My connection object driver equals driver manager dot get connection. Here three type of get connection is showing. I will use this connection where arguments will be URL, user, and password. I will click on it. I need to create some strings which will contain the URL of database and user and the password of the database. Now I will create the string URL equal I. Where I can get URL I will show you. I will need to go to services. Then here is my database, and I need to go to properties, and I need to go to database URL here, and then copy this URL, then close it, and then paste the URL here. Then I need to create another toString which will use just user. Then I will use the user name I given in my database, and string use password. I have given password 1 2 3 4 5 in this case. Now this statement will create connection. Now I need to create statement. One thing I need to tell you before writing further code, that I am here writing code for reading data. For reading data, here I will comment out this thing for reading data. Codes for reading data from database. Now what I need to do is to create statement. Before that I need to create a query in a string format. String query equals, we know that basic SQL query for selecting all the columns of a table. The query will be select all from my table name. I need to see here, my table name is employee. I need to write it, select all from employee. And this is not case sensitive, I know, and we all know that. If I write capital or small letter, it will cause no issue here. Select all from employee table. Then what I need to do is create a statement object. Use the statement object. My statement object equals my connection object dot create statement, I will call it. Then I need to use my result object. My result object equals my statement object dot execute query. Execute query. There is an issue here I am seeing, that is my statement object. Here is an extra E is showing, I think. Yeah, I need to pass a parameter as query. I have set a string here, you can see query, and it is showing an error. I can check it, that if there is any issue with the name, then it's okay, no error is showing. Now what I need to do is, here are the result set of the database I have connected. I need to print that results. I will use an while loop. Then my result object dot next. Here I need to print the uh, values that are of different columns. For getting the column values, I need to use several variables. For ID, for saving the ID, I need to call the method my result object dot get int. There is an error, I think. My result object dot get int. The column number for ID is 1. This time I will use a string value for saving the name attribute. String name equals my result object dot get string, and it will use the column number 2, and then string address will my result object dot get string, and it will be the number 3 column. Now I need to print these attribute values, and I need to print this. For printing, I need to I'm giving a tab here for extra spaces, then the ID plus and space, double space, or I can use tab here for a standard space. Then I will use name, then another tab, then address. So after coding this thing, I need to do another thing, that will be in the project folder. If I go to the project folder, I can see the project name database, which is my project. The database contains three folders. Here is source packages, test packages, libraries. I need to go to the library. Here is only a JDK 1.8 is showing. Now I need to right click on it and click on add library. I will click on it before I need to because I need to add Java database driver, where I can see here Java DB driver. I will click on it. You will see that these driver files, jar files, are added to the libraries. Now I can test if my code is working for reading the database values or not. I can run the program. Uh, Here is the two column row values that I inserted into my table. So I can say that my code is working for reading value from database. What I need to do is now writing data into my database. As we have seen, the reading is okay, reading files from database is okay. I will do another thing. I will comment out this part, try catch block part, for this time, because I need to test the writing part in database. For writing, I need to take input from the user. For taking user input, I need to create some variables, ID, then string values, name and address, address. Finally, I need to ask the user. Before asking the user, I need to create a scanner object. Scanner object sc equal new scanner system dot in. For this case, an error is showing. I will click import java util.scanner. Now I need to ask user for giving input. Enter ID. The user will give an ID. I will take that input sc dot next int. Then I will take an extra line, because after taking integer value, if we take string value, there is an error of possibility of error, because an extra interface we press enter. For this case, it will be taken as string. For that case, I need to take an extra next line. Then I will ask user to give name. I need to specify it as employee ID, then employee name, then name equals sc dot next line. Then I will ask user again, enter employee address. The address will be given by the user, and I will save it in address sc dot next line. Finally, I need to create another query. I have the query value here. I will copy it, but I will change the query, because for inserting value I have different MySQL queries. In this case, I will use the query as insert into the table name. My table name is employee. I will write the column names, ID, name, then address. Then what I need to do is write value, then first bracket, then question signs, because I will leave this for inserting value with extra statement. I need to create statement, then use this query. So now I need to create another try catch block for inserting data. Try, then another catch block. In this case I will use similar as SQL exception, SQL exception, and object name is E. Then I will use E dot print stack trace is showing. Now what I need to do is write code for database connection. I can use the previous code here, my database connection. I'm copying it and pasting it here. Now what I need to do is create a different type of statement for writing object. It will be prepared statement. You can see here prepared statement. I am giving it a st prepared statement. Object name is st equals my connection object dot prepared statement. Here wait, sorry, I need to use a query only. Prepared statement query, then I will use the query I have made. Let's check it for and again. My connection object dot prepared statement, then passing the query which I have made here, then clicking on it because I need to import java.sql.prepared statement. The error is gone. Now what I need to do is inserting the values. How can I do it? I need to insert the values in my prepared statement, which object name is st. I will click st dot and then set integer value. For this time set int. I need to give the column number and the value id which I have taken input from the user. Here you can see. Similarly I need to set the other values. Set string, you can see set string, then column number and then name of the employee which I have taken from input from user, then st dot set string, similarly column number and user address which I have taken input from user. Okay, that is very fine. What I need to do is now check this code which works or not. Before that I need to execute the update. I have made an object and set the values. I need to call another function for updating the value in my table. st dot execute update. I will type it and it will show, I think, execute update. Yes, it's showing. Now this is the code for inserting data. Code for inserting data into tables. I need to check if it works or not. Running the code, asking me to give the employee id. I will give an id 7894. I can give now the employee name, uh, Shariful Islam, then giving an address for it, say uh, Shamoli, Dhaka. That's enough. An error is showing. I need to find out where is the error now this time. The error here is, I think, the value. It will be a values. Let's check it works or not. Now I will run the code again. Okay, now I will give input. Say employee id is 6547. Then name will be Shariful Islam. Then address will be Shamoli, Dhaka. Okay, now let's check it works or not. Okay, successfully built the program. Now I need to check if the files are the values are saved into database or not. I need to go to services and view the employee table. Here you can see I have given this row as input in my program, and it is written into the database. So this is how you can create database in NetBeans, and then create connection using Java program, and then read and write files, read and write database values into that database or specific tables. Thank you everyone for watching this video.